Hi, and welcome to yet another episode of the Lumière Learning Monday. This is the Women's Day month, and we are kicking off the Women's Day events with a talk with the very inspiring Bharatanatyam dancer Guru Geetha Venkateswar, who is the founder principal of the Bharatanatya Kalalaya Mumbai. Geetha, thank you so much for coming as our guest today.
A pleasure, Deepa. It's been a long time since I know you. Yes, but it's really nice to meet up here in this space. And a very good morning to all of you.
So, as a someone who's watching your journey through social media, I always have admired the way you've balanced your many passions. You're a passionate in all of the roles you've played, and I've had a ringside view because we started off as very young women neighbors
Yes,
at as so many years ago,
yes,
and your journey has led you stay close to your passion, which you discovered, I think, as a young child in
yes,
dance.
yes, absolutely. It's been like every decade has been different for me. The last each 10 years of my life, the career has taken on my life has taken on in different directions, and it's been a very interesting and fulfilling time for me, definitely.
And through the time, I think one of the things that inspires me very much is that your smile has always stayed on your face.
Thank you so much. I think that's an integral part of a dancer. We're supposed to bring joy to the lives of or the audience watching us, who come to watch us. Probably, yeah, this become part of our personality.
So, for our audience, maybe you can tell us how, uh, you know, how dance came to be in your life as a little girl growing up in Kolkata.
Yes, so I started. My mother always loved dance and music, and since I was born, I think she was very excited to put me with a dance teacher. And I started learning when I was just 5 years old. I was very fortunate to get a guru who believed in a lot of performances, and she would put me in the smallest of events. Like, I used to go, I was the youngest kid in the class, and I used to like definitely do that 5 minute this thing performance. And Calcutta as such is very culturally aware, and it was nice because we got a lot of opportunity. Although ours is a core South Indian form of dance, we did get a lot of opportunity to perform. As a kid, I remember performing at different venues, smaller functions, bigger functions, different kinds of functions, and we were very, very much appreciated. So that every performance gave me that impetus to dance better. And of course, I always enjoyed the art that is there. But yes, the two most important people have been my mom, who used to watch every practice of mine
Wow.
before I went up on stage. Although she didn't know the technicality, she would be in the class with me, and she would see that I did that properly on the stage. As a kid, you need that guidance. And my teacher, who believed in me, like my guru believed in my capability, and she kept pushing me through the years. Till she passed away a couple of years back. She has been a very, very major constant support for me, as a uh, as a guru, as a mother, in different ways. So these two people, without them, I wouldn't be what I am today.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
You are blessed.
Yes.
When did you realize that this is your passion and you want to pursue it professionally, Geeta?
So I didn't think of doing it professionally, but I think during my 11th and 12th standard, I think I had taken science, and I thought I wanted to study. I am still very passionate about medicine and
Oh.
very very keen. I was yeah, quite keen to become a doctor, and that time my father said you have to decide between, this, you're going to spend 10 years of your life studying if you want to become a good doctor, and whatever you do, you have to do it well. Then you have to give a backseat to your dancing, definitely. So that set me thinking a little. And I think I preferred at that point to choose dance because I was performing a lot and getting a lot of appreciation there. So then I think that was, but there also I never thought I'm going to take it as a profession, but
Uh-huh.
definitely I just love to dance, that it's just the passion, like I didn't know where it would take me eventually. But yes, I started teaching at the age of 14 with my teacher. Like I became her assistant. So I used
Wow.
to train the students for their arangetrams, which is the maiden performance. So she believed a lot in my capability, and I got my grooming as a teacher at the age of 15. Like
Wow. Oh, that's
training these
amazing.
kids who are preparing for their maiden performance. And that also was a good experience because it made me also very confident as a teacher.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could relate to the students, as I was somewhere in between the,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a bridge
Yeah.
between the big teacher and the young student. So they trusted me, and they really loved me. So it's a mutual thing, the teacher and the student
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that also built the confidence in grooming myself to be a teacher, which I thought I could do at any point in my life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that gave me a lot of happiness, as well as uh, I think happiness and contentment, I would say. I was very
Yeah.
happy in that space. And of course, also, I had watched my teacher, for instance, for many years, since I was 6, I was always with her. And she used to be very independent financially as well as emotionally. She
Mm.
was very, very that inspired me. She later on went off to become my mother-in-law. That's a different story. But she was really inspiring in that sense. And she used to believe, she herself started working when she was just 13, 14. She started teaching to support the family.
Oh.
And this used to really inspire me. And as a kid, I used to see her handbag full of fees and all the notes. I said, oh my god, my teacher is so lucky, that you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somewhere at the back of my mind, I think she inspired me to also become independent
Yeah.
and never to depend on the on anybody else in that
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
is what till today I tell my students.
Yeah.
So when they are, even my daughters for that instance, when they became 16, I say, start earning your own pocket money, become an assistant in my institute. So my younger daughter, even older daughter, they used to come and teach me in the class, and they used to earn their pocket money that way. It was not like just given to the, they
Yeah.
understood the value of this thing, and they also, like, enjoyed the process. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, yeah, to an extent, the teacher, and then me, and then even we have students from, slightly economically
Mm-hmm.
sections. So then I tell the girls that you should never be dependent on anybody. Why
Yeah.
don't you learn this art properly? I will support you in all ways. And then you take it one of my branches, why don't you help me there? I need people, like to,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
want to expand. I definitely need the people. So
Yeah.
I used to tell them that please take it up seriously. That's the way to motivate
Yes.
the next generation.
Yeah.
I strongly believe in that. You should be independent
Yeah.
emotionally as well as financially, definitely. So
And
I
as it is said that a great guru will create more gurus, not
yes.
chelas. So that is
Yes,
what you
I
are
think
doing. Yeah.
yes, yes, definitely. Yeah. So that's how the years in Kolkata were. And then I got married very young, and I thought I'm going to be in Kolkata. So I decided, okay, I could be dancing there and teaching there with my teacher. Unfortunately, or fortunately, my husband got a very good offer, and we moved to Patna of all places. But there it was very difficult for a young girl, because you couldn't even go out. It was not very safe. But I did not let anything deter me. So I just went to a St. Xavier school. I think it was opposite my house somewhere, close by. I went and told the principal, do you have an opening as a dance teacher? Like, I would like to teach. Then he said, yes, yes, why not? And they started a entire dance class as an
Wow.
activity center after, talking to me. And I used to just, enjoy myself going to that school and teaching at that point. Then, of course, we moved to Bombay and Mangalore, and of course, Bangalore, where I met you. So we were moving every 2 years,
Yeah.
and that was also the time when my family started growing. I had my older one, and then the younger one was born in Bangalore. But at any point, I had decided to keep my art alive through
Mm.
teaching, if not performing, because performing is a different ball game altogether. In the sense, you have to be very, very fit. Physically, as well as you need that infrastructure around you,
Yeah.
to support you, which was not there for me. But no regrets. Wherever I went, I used to just, if it was just 3 4 kids, I used to just teach. My daughters also used to just join in the class. So it was just one fun time, that way.
So how old were you when you did your arangetram? I'm curious because at 14 you were assisting the guru.
I was around 12. Yeah,
Wow.
although I was ready at the age of 10. For some reason, yeah, we had to move it when I was like 12, 1980. I think I did my
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And that's quite young, right? So today the girls do their arangetram by the time they're about 15 or so.
So there is no. I have had girls who do the arangetram at the age of 5, at the age of 10 also. Those who
Oh.
started with me at the age of 5, and if they were very good and passionate, we have done while they were in their fourth standard or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
and they have been really. That's a very different age, that innocence
Yes.
and everything, and they have a lot of stamina and enthusiasm. So.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
I
curious because so many of the bhavas are all, the ability for a 10-year-old to emote,
Yeah,
so many of the
but yeah, but
bhavas.
these are very special children in the sense they sit with me throughout in the class. They observe me, and they imbibe every nuances which I'm teaching even some other child or some other group. So
Mm.
they really they are talented, very very talented, of course, and hardworking. But they also have that special ability in them to pick up things, and only those kids. So I won't say the average age would be, yeah, about 14, 15. 14 is a 14 to 15, like when they're in the ninth standard or something like that. That's a good time because they would have done at least 7 8 years with me, 6 7 years with me, and they are kind of ready to go up before their academics pull them out.
So how would you say dance helps this, young person at that age? Let's say they start at the age of 5 or 6, as they grow and they come for their classes. How do you think that this part or this form of uh, an extracurricular activity they're doing is helping them in their all-round development, Geeta?
Yeah. So there are 2 3 very important things. The first one is the confidence. So they become much more confident individuals. Like, at least in my institute, I have this yearly exams, and I have stage shows every year wherein each and every child is put up on stage. So they learn to perform in front of 300 people, and that's a big that is one important thing. And of course, during arangetram, they are they are the focus. So it's like they have to give their best, so they are pushed to their limits. So it's like, when they go in for their board exam after maybe a few years, they know, they have some idea of, what's coming up, and how much they need to, how much effort they need to put in. So they are psychologically and physically prepared. Physically, definitely, because nowadays kids are just sitting at home and studying or watching TV, or they're watching their phone. And here in dance, it's such a beautiful thing. Each and every muscle, the major muscle and the minor muscles are exercised without your realizing it. It's such a beautiful thing. So, we say, as a, to help your eye power, you do eye exercise. But in dance, we not naturally do it, without realizing that. Similarly, like we say, even eyebrows, and like I was saying, the finer muscles. And it's so beautiful. Even say, I had a fracture some years back, and
Uh-huh.
a wrist injury, and I was doing physiotherapy, and then I started doing my mudras, and I felt I recovered much faster, and the doctor was amazed, and he said, I said, no, we have to do this. That strengthened my, my hands very quickly. So each and every muscle is exercised. And of course, our posture and like the smile and, everything. So we become much confident. So tomorrow when I go, like any kid goes for a public speaking, or
Yeah.
like anywhere. So sometimes kids don't even see eye to eye and talk. I've seen nowadays children, they can't even talk confidently, some of them. So
Yeah.
this is a process. And
Mm.
I've seen kids who've been very, very shy and introverted, like come out and really blossom, speak their heart out. So it's been like physically as well as emotionally, like I mean, not emotionally, I would say psychologically they're much stronger. So,
Amazing.
and I think they should continue this, the physical part, definitely. Like I try, like I say, as we age, even our muscles start
Yeah.
deteriorating. So this has to go on, because this just happens so naturally in dancing, like you
Yeah.
without your
Yeah.
realizing. So when we teach, we realize first. And concentration, the other very important thing is concentration. So when I'm teaching them something, first we teach the footwork, then the hand movements, then the eye movements to go, and then they have to remember so many things. They cannot afford to think of anything else. So
Yeah.
that's where the 100% concentration comes in, which helps them in everything else.
Yes.
That's what I feel. So definitely for children, this one of the a very, very important thing to keep a art like this, art form
Yeah.
with them through their life, and even adults for that matter, not even kids now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with COVID, I have got so many adults who have been at home working on their laptops, and they have wanted that break. And they've come back. Many of them have come back. They've realized that wellness factor about the
Mm.
therapeutic factor in dance, what they had missed out in,
Okay.
through their career. So I have people who have joined at the age of 40, 45. And in fact, my older student is so inspiring. Like I'm inspired by her. She's 76. She's like,
Fabulous.
yeah, she's an architect, and she's so good. And she tells me that because of dancing and remembering, she knows about 25 dances. And she says, remembering it, just imagine, like a 76-year old person having to remember 25 dances. Which,
Amazing.
which person at that age can boast of that kind of memory? It's all the
Yeah.
dance,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Amazing. This is really very inspiring. And in fact, your school, which started now, it's 20 years since you started this,
It's almost 28 years. Yeah.
28 years.
Yes.
And now there are, how many branches do you have in Mumbai?
So we have four branches in Mumbai. So we have one in Prabhadevi near Siddhivinayak. We have one in Khar, which has been one of the oldest branches, because when I moved into Bombay, I was staying on Linking Road, and that is one of my earliest branches. We have one in Sivri. Then we have one in Mahalakshmi, South Bombay. So we have like four centers which are functional. Yeah.
And in the COVID, did you also start a lot of online teaching? And do you have?
Absolutely. Yeah. We didn't waste any time. In fact, within a week of COVID, I was already used to doing online classes because I used to visit my daughter in the US. And
Yeah.
that time I used to do this advanced training or arangetram training on online platforms, Zoom or Google Meet or whatever. So I
Okay.
was used to the whole thing of teaching them, the camera
Correct.
position, everything. I was very familiar. So for me, I didn't waste any time. So just within 1 week, I realized that we were going nowhere and we didn't want to waste any time. And the parents were super happy with us. They were so grateful to us at the end of 1.5 years because we not only conducted the classes, we did exams for the children, our dance exams. We had online performances almost
Oh.
every month,
Oh.
and that was such a good thing because it was not that each kid got a separate half an hour slot on our YouTube link on our YouTube page who are aspired to do their arangetram. They got a chance and they were so happy because they could do something constructive sitting at home. And I used to fine tune their performances, and we have a very nice technical team also. So one of
Good.
our assistant girls is very good at video editing, the other one is very good at audio editing. I too learned a lot of this stuff, how to upload on
Fantastic.
YouTube, which I was very bad technically, but I learned to do a lot of things. And we did a lot of online performances. Like I said, the parents were very every festival we used to celebrate with performances on our Facebook page or the YouTube page. And it was very everybody was very enthusiastic about it, getting ready even if it was at home. So
Amazing.
yeah, good learning.
Geeta, you have, excelled in all your roles as a wife, as a mother to two daughters, as a mother-in-law, as a grandmother, as a daughter-in-law. Tell us a little bit about this. As a guru, the kind of testimonials that I have heard from the parents and the children. Your colleagues, other dancers who talk about you. So, what is the secret to winning in all of these roles and relationships? What is your mantra?
No, I think you have to flow with the tide, Deepa. I think you have to make the best of your circumstances. That is very important. And you have to be very positive in whatever situation you're given. Like, for instance, now COVID also, I was never dejected and depressed any of the days, to be honest. Even if I had to do jharu pocha, then take class, whatever, I enjoyed every moment of it. I, in fact, started cooking on My Tree, which was an app, and I started selling because I love cooking also. So that was something which was doing different, and people were enjoying my food and appreciation. So the most important thing is to be make the best out of your circumstances. So sometimes it is not possible. Like when I moved first time to Bombay with a 3-month old kid, I was very young. I was just 21, 22, and it was not easy for me. I know that because I still remember I used to tell Ravi, I am very depressed. I feel like I can't dance. How will I manage the kid, the house, and everything? But he was also, he couldn't help it. That's where the career took us. But we tried to make the best. So we enjoyed as a family. We used to go on our, bring up our children. I taught my daughter cycling. I taught, like, everything possible. Like, enjoyed my days with her, and I cherish every moment of it. And even as a grandmom, yes, definitely. Like, my grandson was here for the first 2 3 years of his life, which is such a blessing, I think. I enjoyed, and it was COVID times. It was just me and him, and the immediate family. It was so nice. So you just have to be positive, and I think just make the best of opportunity given to you. That even if I had two students to teach, should be happy with that and not fret so much. Like I know 10 years or 15 years, I had to consciously make the decision of not being a performer, and getting into the role of a teacher. But I think I just learned to accept it very nicely, and I learned to enjoy that because I was equally good at both. And a performer is always gets that high, with the audience, but which may not so happen with the teacher. But I learned to take it in my stride, so that there was no way. But then that was so good because when my family was still, when my girls were young, I could just space out my time. I could allocate. I could just take like few students just for my pleasure, and then I could make cookies for them at the same time. It was a very so it was very fulfilling that way. So you have to learn to not brood, I feel, and you have to make the best of whatever. I think contentment, all that are very, very important things
Yeah,
in life.
yeah, yeah. Also, does dance naturally make you a more spiritual person, a more, in that sense, connected person?
Yes, definitely. So for me, even if I don't, go and pray at my temple at home even if I don't light the diya, for me, I start my 7 o'clock class with the US with Bo Shambho Shiva Shambho, which is such a, reverberating song. It connects you to the higher self. Definitely. So for me, that is my spiritual connect. Definitely, yeah, and. I think also the fact that you have to trust in that higher being, to at every point. I think it somehow comes naturally for a dancer, I think.
The part that you mentioned, that how your guru transitioned to being your mother-in-law. How did the relationship between you all change in that time, or did it change? How did it get enriched, or what were some of the uh, the tensions?
Honestly, it didn't change at all. till till for a very long time, I used to call her teacher, and all the other relatives used to say, call her Amma. It took me very long time to change that because I still and it. I don't think it's just that I learned more things. Like I learned nice dishes, family heirloom dishes. I learned from her, and yes, I learned to. Yeah, it was. But she was always a very fun-loving person and very easygoing by nature. So it was. There was no transitioning of role at all till she passed away. Yeah, I used to connect with her on everything. Yeah.
How does it feel for someone who is a passionate dancer, or when your students are performing, does do you naturally, does the dancer in you take supremacy, or is the teacher in you taking supremacy as
It's
you?
always the teacher in me because I am still. So like people are in the audience, they say, I was looking at you, Geeta, your eyes were not moving from your student, that way, because I am just checking on everything, whether they are comfortable, whether they have the stamina to run through the whole piece. So I'm never judging them at all at that point as a dancer. At that point, I'm the teacher and I'm the mentor, like who is. And every time they have to just turn and do a step, I have to give them that reassuring smile to give them the confidence to go ahead with the next one. So yeah, it's always a very, very supporting role. It's never a critical one for sure.
Yeah, I think that is there in your persona, very nurturing, a very enabling personality that you have.
It's
And
not easy, it's not easy to perform, like, especially at an arangetram for 2 hours in front of 500 people. It's very difficult. So I know what it is. Even if you're a 10-year-old kid, or even if I have had young mothers who have come and, done their arangetram at the age of 40 and 42, and it's even more difficult. So I have to nurture, I have to be nurturing. I cannot afford to be critical, or I'm not that kind of a person. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but that's me. It's just that I just believe in, you know nurturing the whole this thing and making it a very happy place more than anything. So
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
come to my class, I think they have to look forward to coming and being with me. Go back happily. That is the motto of my teaching. In fact, I would say.
We've had such a enriching conversation. And what do you expect when I'm talking to somebody whose name and the description to her name, which is Guru Geeta? I mean, what can it be but an enjoyable, uplifting, and a joyous celebration of this life? And I'm so delighted to start off the Women's Day month for us at Lumiere with this conversation, Geeta. And you have just brought so much positivity, the sense of contentment that you talk about, and just the need to enable, to encourage, to support, whether it is the children who come from slightly disadvantaged families to women who want to come back to dance, to
Yes.
your own family, to whom you've been a pillar of support and enjoyed their love and support in the same way. So you are really an icon, and I want to thank you, and I wish you and your students, the family, your school, and all of the teachers that teach there all success.
Thank you so much for having me here, Deepa. I really hope I'm able to inspire a lot of other women uh, and girls, to take up art seriously, and of course stay happy. That is, the key word in today's life is happiness, contentment, which is slowly going down. So
Yeah,
I hope,
100%.
and you are also doing a wonderful job. Like I just went through all the other people who have been on your channel, and it's so in like inspiring. Definitely, definitely.
Absolutely. So thank you for watching, and keep watching more of our events at the Lumiere Learning Monday on our YouTube channel, Lumiere Light and Insight, and get inspired. Thank you.